Hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing out there? Hey, I got some stuff that's gonna have you guys cracking the heck up, man. This dude, but he always come with that real stuff though. It's like it's like if hold on, sorry guys, watching this video, but like if you guys would see some of the stuff that he be bringing, um, not a stand-up comedy, but he has like this talk show. Oh, I don't know if it's his talk show. I want to speak on that. I don't know if it's talk, but just follow him. He got some stuff where he be like clowning, but he be coming with some serious stuff. Like watch this video, man. Just watch this real
Bullshit.
The Tracy
It
Morgan
was
thing?
absolute ridiculous bullshit.
But hang on.
I can't stand people who everything's funny, then the shit comes around to them, and then all of a sudden they stop saying it's jokes, they say it's statements. And I'm not saying because I wasn't there. He got like tried. Look, you weren't there, I wasn't there, and I just felt like he didn't get a chance to say. He just immediately went into apology mode, and then all of a sudden they're parading him around like this trophy. I don't feel he got a fair shake. That's all I'm saying.
But here's the thing. And this is the only thing I'll say about the thing that I believe about this is...
No, it isn't, but go ahead.
Shut the fuck up, Tom. You get to say whatever you want. We all get to, right?
Absolutely.
But the second it comes out of our mouths, it's no longer in our control about how it's supposed to be interpreted. People can hate it. They can do whatever you want. So every time you say something, like I always say, the only thing I promise my audience is that I wrote something I care about. I say it because I believe it. The second it comes out of my fucking mouth, you can hate it, you can write your congresspeople, you can call your network, and that's the bottom line, is that we all have to deal with the shit that comes to us from saying what we say.
Right.
This is how I believe it. Like, the person who said it knows what they meant by it. If you process it in a fucked up way, ask him how he meant it first.
But you don't get that luxury. As a comedian, you don't get the luxury to say, but I really meant to say it this way.
I realize that.
But here's what it really rests on, is that the whole thing came off of one guy's blog. Every
One guy's
news
interpretation.
item about it. And how do we know he's not a dick? We weren't there. Sometimes some audience people can't
I have
see.
to pause that. Look at that shirt, though. We are all African. That's awesome. God, that's
irony
dope.
from a million miles
But
away.
did Tracy deny saying it? No. Did the guy get it wrong? No. Those two things
How do
we
you know that?
Because Tracy didn't say, wait, dude, that's not exactly what I
But
said.
whether he said something offensive or not, I just thought it was fucked up that one guy went home like with, I guess, the greatest memory ever, like a stenographer, and typed it out, and everybody's like, that's what he said, and that's what he meant, because guy in seat number 5F said it. And next thing you know, he's going around got to apologize. That's kind of a scary thing as a comedian.
Well,
I've
and it
seen
wasn't
Tracy's act, his show is crazy. His show is pretty
yeah.
over the top.
Tracy's genuinely.
So it's not like he's up there like, what's up with end tables, and then goes into that shit. And that's when it comes to me where you're doing like this selective getting offended. I was trying to remember what he was heckling. I just remember cocksuckers, so I think we were talking about gay people.
There we go.
You know, the fucking lesson here is the gay community has a very strong activist community who, when they hear shit against them, they take it to the mat, and guess what? Shit happens.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that. Guess what? Shit happens. So like so then you have to just.
I mean, if there's one.
I mean, okay, you got to tell you, like, that word, it can mean other things. It's just can be ball breaking. Anytime you play sport. I was playing hockey the other day, okay? And this guy, he knocked me down. I felt stupid. I got up. He asked me. He goes, you all right? And I go, yeah, you faggot. Like, it was this oddly intimate moment. He was going, are you okay? And we were on the ice, and it made me uncomfortable. And I said, hey, you faggot, get away from me.
You want us to believe that you're fucking skating around with your buddy on the ice, figure skating, and we're supposed to believe you're Mr. Fucking Money.
You see what he's doing now? He's using like homophobia. Hey, you're twirling out there in your dress.
You're twirling out there in your
Hey,
little
see that?
skates.
That's what guys do. This is what guys do. It always becomes,
know what?
hey, you're there, you little sissy boy.
That's just ridiculous.
It's what is
What do you mean
ridiculous.
it's ridiculous?
I don't think that they shouldn't be allowed to be married. I don't think they should be treated like second-class citizens. I think
You just think you can say faggot derogatorily when you're on the ice when there's nobody gay around. That's what you think.
it came out because of my childhood.
But you don't think.
But because of that word, then it's going to be like, oh, this is how he feels about gay people, and then he has to go apologize. It's ridiculous.
There's reactionary words, and then there's words that.
And faggot is one of them.
Yeah, but I say it to my friend. I'll call my friend, like, what are you doing tonight? He goes, I got to go out with my wife. I go, faggot. And then I'll hang up the phone. And there's nothing gay about it.
Yeah,
but
by
it's
the
just
way,
a word that seems so ridiculous.
I meant to tell you to
situation.
stop doing that to me.
Stop hanging out with her.
Yeah, but you said something interesting about when it's individual words. Like a lot of people will get busted just for using a word, and the context goes away, and the irony goes away, and all that sort of stuff. But you made a really interesting point when I was talking to you for the book Satiristas about how what it does is give a roadmap to racists to not get in trouble because all they have to do is avoid certain words.
Yeah, you can kind of leap across the pond because they just know what not to say, and they can continue thinking it.
But wait a minute.
But why did that? Just out of curiosity, like, why was it that faggot was the word that came to you when he was trying to help you?
Okay, no, this is the thing. This is the question.
You're subconsciously gay, is what she's saying.
No, I'm not. I just think that.
Why are you judging that?
No, but this
is what happens, exactly. Exactly, right?
No, this right here is what. These are the questions that they should ask, rather than saying you said it. You said it, so it means this. Why did it come? Because of the way I grew up, because of the way guys are. You're not supposed to be, I fell down, are you okay? Yeah, it's like, you're not supposed to.
Why does the word, but obviously, he's from Boston.
You know what?
No, I get that. That's what they say. So why didn't he use the N-word?
You know what? And one person from Boston's going to get fucking offended and be like, well, what do you mean by that? We're not all from Southie. And then how did you mean Boston?
You described Boston perfectly. How did you describe it?
It's like a racist San Francisco. It's got that nice sort of, if I was going to live in a city and raise kids, I could do this. It's got culture. It's got the symphony. And then it has all of that. Hey, you fucking quit. It's got all that shit.
But you see, when I was growing up in the Bronx,
right,
which is similar to, vibe as where you grew up.
What neighborhood are you from in the Bronx?
Town Parkway area.
Guinea bastard. Go ahead.
Now the guinea pigs are going to be upset.
Yeah, but when I was a kid growing up in the Bronx, a faggot had we didn't know what a homosexual was. Like 8, 9 years old, faggot just meant you wouldn't press the doorbell and run away.
Right.
What about George Colin's great routine?
What's that?
Because when he was growing up, a fag was a guy that wouldn't go downtown with you and beat up the queers. Just go home, fag.
But yeah, but that's it. That in our background, I literally didn't know that it had a sexual component until probably maybe 12, 13, 14.
Now that you do know that, it still comes out.
It actually struck me as funny, and I thought it would be a great bit because the bit is actually two straight guys. You can't have that fucking moment of I was worried about you.
Right.
You can't have it. You get all weird. Dude, get the fuck away from me. You're just not allowed to have that moment.
So
But it has nothing to do with gay people. But then that knee-jerk reaction is, oh, you said that word. Let's look it up on the chart. Oh, that means this and it means that. And now you have to go on TV. Because on the chart, it means you meant that when you said it.
But when you did that bit, it was really criticizing yourself for not being able to accept some sensitivity from another guy.
That's why guys drop dead at 50 from 40 years of not being able to admit a puppy's cute. You just got to keep pushing it down. And it's actually, it's a weakness. But the question Liz asked is the way they should go about it when shit like that happens, rather than having one guy who got offended be like, he said this is exactly what he said, and this is what the fuck it meant. Apologize. Here's your podium.
I wanted to get to. That's right.
Yeah. See? And look what we got to. We got to someplace interesting.
Whoa. Once again, who is determining how somebody's intent is? Who is to determine, hey, the way you said that was mean-spirited. I know a lot of fucking idiots that think a lot of shit is mean-spirited just because it goes against what they believe. Everything is subjective to each audience. So you can say one thing in front of one audience, say the same thing, and those people are offended because it offends them. Just like me. There's shit that offends me. But it's I can't make those determinations.
What offends you?
All right, this is a bad example, but
I wonder when people talk about race, and I've never seen your act, so I don't know.
Appreciate that.
But Bill, but with Bill, I feel like when you talk about race, it evokes more questions and people talking. So why bring up race if you don't want to have a conversation that goes on further about race? Why just make a joke about, oh, my people are stupid, or my people are cheap, or whatever it is? What's the point of that ultimately?
I go for the perspective of culture. because culturally it's completely different than race. We're outsiders, and when you're an outsider, you have a better perspective of everything. And the more of an outsider you are, the more perspective you gain.
But you do this Asian character, phenomenal voices, but I can't believe you don't get in trouble for it. No, because if there's any Chinese people here, they'll know. They immediately come to me and go, "That was the best Hong Kong accent I ever heard." And they recognize it immediately.
I remember that too. Watching I would watch Def Jam, and if it was a generic white voice, it would annoy me. But if it was a specific white voice, like you could picture the guy, and then you'd be like, that shit actually happened. Yeah. That's funny. But if it was just like, oh, I'm sitting in a chair. Oh.
Well, yeah.
I hated that. But like...
Richard Pryor was the first person I ever heard who was not white do white voices. For the first time in my life, I was in the position of being the culture that is genericized to some stereotype that's like really not makes you feel good.
I was watching Def Jam. This comic opened up with "Bitches ain't shit," and I was like, "Wow."
Let's be honest, they ain't shit. I mean,
yeah, but if you really got underneath what he was saying, he was probably just afraid to get into a relationship. You know,
I know.
There's layers. Hey,
Right.
I
didn't even think of it.
You gotta go right now.
Yeah, I got to 10:30. We started.
You gotta go do a show.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much for having me, everybody.
Oh, that was great.
I'm a Quinn fan, so I'll allow him to spew his racist hatred.
Yeah.
I have tickets to Bill Burr, so I have to.
Come in for Bill Burr!
All right. So what you guys think about that? Yeah, I can't think of the show, but that show there and then the other show that he's on all the time, just follow him.
Hello?
Follow his comedy and you guys will see what I'm talking about. It's amazing. He come with the real stuff. And the reason why I like it is because you see how they don't care. They say the real. If it hurts your feelings, be it. You know what I mean? That's what I like. All right, y'all. I'm gone.